Welcome to the party.
How are you on this
Good. How
Monday?
are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. It's
I'm
Monday.
good.
It's 11. Feeling a little ready to go.
All right. For those of you that do not know what this show is, watch a couple episodes, you'll catch on. It's just two guys talking about stuff. Um, all right. So are you ready for our actually I have a question for you before we get to our topic. We
Sure.
talked about you believing in ghosts and or you not believing in ghosts, that you believe it's more
Yeah.
of a demon, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
there's
Okay.
stuff that we can't see.
So here's my question. There is a house, I think, in Kansas called the Sally House. I might be butchering that up,
Okay.
but it's a haunted house. It's a famous haunted house. Okay.
Is that the Amityville
No,
house
no,
or
no, no, no.
something
It's
else?
some
Okay. Good.
yeah, something else entirely. Um, I think Amityville's on the East Coast in Connecticut or something, right?
That
I
could
think.
be. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, so one of the stories, and this is what made me think of you, is one of the stories of this house is that when the guy that was living there, he went in for a night snack and he poured himself a glass of orange juice. And when he closed the refrigerator door, just like in the movies, there was a little girl there standing there. All right. Now, if that happened to you, my question is, would you think that's a demon or would that change your mind about ghosts?
Initially, I would probably think somebody broke into my house. Um, but if it ended up being kind of like a spiritual thing, I've read, it gets cold. You can kind of feel it. I mean, um, no, I think I would still probably think that it's
A demon?
or something like not a
But not a
departed
ghost.
soul, not a ghost, not a departed soul that didn't move on or something like that. Um,
Okay.
I would probably start calling the name out of my dear and fluffy lord and try to exorcise it out of my house. So
That's probably
that
what
would,
I would probably do that after I pissed in my pants.
yeah, my initial reaction would not be good.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the dream like you're dreaming and then something happens and you can't open your mouth? Like it's like you can't. It's
Sleep
like either
paralysis?
uh not quite paralysis because you're kind of awake, but in the dream you're like and like you can't vocalize, you can't speak, like your mouth is stuck together. Have you ever
No,
had that?
no, no, no. The
Oh,
most
good. It's just
reoccurring,
me.
yeah, the most reoccurring one I have two of them. My teeth fall out.
Hmm.
Um, and you know what's funny? Actually, in the dream, when my teeth fall out, I go, "Oh, well, I'm married. I'm good."
Oh wow. Okay.
The other one is where I'm trying to run away and I can't. Like the ground beneath
Can't
me.
run.
Yeah, I can't run. It's slow motion. I can run. I'm trying to run as hard as I can. I'm pumping. I'm pumping. I am not moving anywhere. That's the one I have. That's reoccurring.
The mouth one that I told you about. Somebody told me once that could be like I'm having like something is visiting me, like some kind of like benevolent, you know,
Oh,
spirit demon is. But and so when I know, and so like
yeah.
anytime I wake up like that, and it's
Is
like
there something behind me? Just ask, just really quick. We were
there's a
talking about.
monkey behind you,
Okay,
but
that's it.
um,
Nothing else.
but when I wake up from that, and this has been since I was a teenager, I wake up, I'm terrified, I can't move, um, but
Really?
through yeah, no, it
I
doesn't
think that's
happen.
pretty. I think that's pretty. I think that's a common thing. I like
It
you're not the only one.
Well, I hope not. It doesn't happen often much anymore, but when it does, and through the readings that I've done on like spiritual warfare and things like that, I mean, I literally start as much as I can. I've never like shouted it out, which I heard is the most effective, but I don't want to freak Krista out. It is just you start calling on the name of the Lord and being like, take this away, get it out of my house, and eventually it subsides and I go back to sleep. But yeah, no. The other dream I have is like because I wear contacts that you get like the really big contact lens and you're trying to like tilt it like into your eye and you can't figure that out. But
Really? I've never had either of those dreams.
because you don't wear contacts.
Yeah, but maybe in my dreams I do. You know, who are you to know what's in my dreams?
Well, you tell me. So, you know,
Yeah.
well,
You're the
we
first
put it
person
on
I
our
text.
board. We communicate every day. This is
That's
what I dreamed last night.
yeah, right. All right, you ready for our topic?
Yeah, we're already
Yeah.
like 10 minutes in. We're
Yeah,
going long.
sorry guys. We're going
Just
20. Sorry guys. We haven't
might have
talked in
to
a while,
change our
so that's what happens. All right. Random topic is this is kind of fitting, weird. Is money the root of all evil?
No,
I agree.
money is not that. Money is a tool. I
Mhm.
think sin is the root of all evil, and it's
Like biblical on me already.
well,
Is greed sin?
yes, yes.
Yeah, I would think it's greed. It's wanting what somebody else has.
Mhm.
I think that's the evil.
We're just never having enough. I mean,
Yeah.
if money is going to drive you to do sinful things, then that's not the money's fault. The money is an inanimate object. Um, it's the person behind it that's doing the
Yeah.
bad things.
I agree. I think
And
that's
I'm sorry, you put it on money, you put it on gun control, you put it on somebody having an affair. It's always the people behind it that make it bad. And
yeah.
so I think that it's the person that's bad. It's not the object.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I don't think there's anything I can really add to it. I think it's never I think you're right. Whatever you want to blame it on, at the end of the day, it's on you.
Mhm.
No, it's however you're feeling, whatever you're dealing with. If you feel that you're not as good as that person, or that whatever drives you to, I'm just talking crap now. What? But yeah, I agree with you. It's not the root of all evil. I guess in a way, we are the root of all evil.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, Jim Carrey has a great quote, and I believe it's a credit to him on the internet, and I do believe he actually said that. It's like, when he got all the money, when he got all the fame, and when he got everything he ever wanted, he thought that would solve all of his problems, and it didn't.
Right.
You have to be truly happy. You have to be happy no matter where you're at.
Right.
And I kind of believe that. Now, that being said, I wouldn't mind try if someone were to give me a couple $1,000,000 to solve all my problems. I'd really love to try. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
So if there's anybody out there that like to
yeah,
do a social experiment and give Greg and I, a million. I mean, we don't want to be greedy,
yeah,
right? A million between each other, or just a million each person.
yeah. I just want to be debt free. I want to be as broke as I was when I was 12, where all the money I made was mine, and I didn't have to pay it off to
Right. But
anybody.
actually, you're hitting on a great point, right? Both you and I want to be debt free, if not independently wealthy, to do what we want to do, right? But
Yeah,
we're not going to step on somebody or hurt somebody to get that, right?
no.
Right.
I mean, I've made my entire career about helping people with disabilities. I mean, whether it was in high school or what I do now,
Right.
and I'm a big believer in that it's not how much money you make, it's how you make your money. Um, there are people out there that are filthy, stinking rich because they stabbed a lot of people in the back. There are people that are out there that are filthy, stinking rich because they've just got some talent and they were lucky. And I don't fault the second group. I don't fault them at all. If you made your money stepping on people, that's no good. I mean, that's eventually going to come back to bite you, I think. But if you made money off of like a musical talent or a sports talent, or you just made good business decisions, good for you. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, that's on you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I
now
agree.
just do some good with it. Do
Yeah,
some good with the money you have.
like donate a million to Johnny and the Greg for the social experiment. I don't think I'm
Yeah,
asking a lot. You know?
I don't think so. I don't think
No,
so.
no.
I,
So
I mean, literally. I mean, all joking aside, I just want to get back to zero. I mean, not enough Americans are at zero. We use debt. Our grandparents or our great grandparents, they would have never thought, especially our great grandparents. If you said, "Hey, here's a card where you can borrow the money that's on this card, and then you can pay it back at like 20% interest," they're going to look at you and be like, "What are you, stupid? Why would you do that? Why would you pay
yeah,
back interest on money?" They had no concept of that kind of debt.
right, right.
But
I think you're absolutely right with that. I think I mean, this is a different topic on itself, and we'll probably get into it one day. But I think, we're falling into debt because I think a big part of it is the student loan thing. Because everybody
Oh,
says you have to go
it's
on that
killing me.
path, right?
Well,
It's also medical bills. That
medical, yep.
yeah, that'll do it
The,
to you.
the student loan piece. I mean, you and I, and we're in our 40s. Just going to throw that out there. We were kind of the last generation that got caught up in that scam because our parents said if you want to make it, if you want a good job, you have to go to college.
Yeah.
That is not true. There are plenty of trades out there that you can have a great job making a great living, and you don't have to go to college. You don't
Right.
have to. I'm just putting it out there. There are choices. But for us, it seemed like that was like if you want to be successful, you go get a 4-year degree and then you're going to get a job where you're going to make a lot of money. But we had to pay for that 4-year degree by taking out a ton of loans. And
Right.
now here we are. That system is completely broken. We're still paying off our student loans. And it's like a never ending thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know what to say to that other than that what's already been said in terms. I mean, there's way
That's not
smarter
fair.
people. There's way smarter people that have broke this down that have made you go, "Oh my God, yeah, we're just spiraling down," and there's no end in sight, really. I mean, actually, that's not true. There's a lot of people that are. It's very much at the forefront in terms of the election so far. They talk
Yeah.
about healthcare, they talk about student debt. So at least it's out there now. People are talking about it. It's not like this dirty little secret that nobody tells you about.
Right. It's not.
So
I mean, there's a comedian named John Mulaney who has a great bit on college, but he goes a little bit into joining, like signing up for college. I was 17 years old making a major financial decision, mostly uninformed.
right,
They
absolutely.
would come out and say, well, here's what you do, and here's the percentage, and then you pay this back. And you're like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a good plan.
Well, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. It was you thought this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
Like this is what we have to do to be
Yeah,
successful.
this is what we do after high school. We go to
Yeah,
college.
exactly.
Now
exactly.
there are people that I went to high school with that did not go the college route. They went military, or they went tech school, or they went straight into a trade, and they're kind of sitting there now going, well, "I kind of told you so." And you're like, "You're absolutely right. I drank the Kool-Aid. I did it." Now I don't regret going to college. I mean, it was good. A lot of great things happened for me there, but I would definitely financially be in a better spot if I would have done like tech school or some kind of trade job.
Yeah. 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 All right.
Well, on that note,
Yeah. On that note, we're at 12
cheers.
minutes now, sir. We're going to
Yeah.
go to our fact of the day. All right, people. Fact of the day is the National Archives keeps the Nixon White House tapes in a climate-controlled vault with hopes that future technology developments could allow for restoration of 18.5 minutes of missing audio that may have been deliberately erased. They're just never going to let that go. What's the point of that now? Just to add to history?
I think so. I mean, the guy quit. I mean, Nixon quit. But it would be interesting if they came up with it. Maybe the technology already exists. I'm surprised it doesn't yet, that we can unerase a tape from the 50s.
Yeah. Well, maybe we already have. Like
Yeah,
maybe
they
they
just don't want
have.
to let it out.
They just don't want to let it out because it's boring. Maybe it's just two guys like you and me talking about like, other stuff.
Well, Nixon had
Did you see that Redskins game the other day? They could have been talking about that, Yeah. So
speaking of archives, I mean, if there's ever a place where I did this the other day. So they said, what if you could go to any one place in the world?
Vatican.
Yes, I would go to the catacombs of Vatican City.
I would too.
Dig around down because there are ancient documents down there that they are just not letting out. And maybe it's not like a scam or anything like that, but they just have history down there that you can read and touch. And I'm like, oh, that would be fantastic.
Have you ever gone to the Vatican?
No. Have you?
Absolutely. It was amazing. Yeah, when we Ursula and I went to Italy, we went to the Vatican. And Greg, have you ever gone to the Grand Canyon?
Flown over it.
Okay, so you've never gone there. Okay.
No.
So I don't care how many pictures I show you of the Vatican or the Grand Canyon. It's nothing until you're there looking at it.
Right.
Okay. I can't, there's so much awe that goes like through your head the entire time. It's insane. The Vatican is an amazing place. In fact, if anybody gets a chance, it's definitely a bucket list for everybody. I don't care if you're religious or not. Go to that place. It's amazing.
Well, and as much as I want to see, I mean, the Vatican, I want to see because there's so much there from all different angles. I would love to see that. But there's like, Mecca. I would love to go see Mecca and see what that's like. Now, I'm not Muslim, but I just, it would be cool to see Angkor Wat, which our friend Aaron has been to. There's just these great ancient religious sites that I just wanted. I mean, just from the architectural standpoint, it would be. There's a
little bit of Indiana Jones in you and I, and that just not that we're going to be carrying a whip. I mean, I could tell the story about my bullwhip experience, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
Where we talk? Oh, you're right. Going to those places and just sitting there and what's amazing is they didn't do any of those structures with what we have now.
No.
And that's not easy stuff. It's not just like straw and brick. It's like marble and granite.
Yeah.
It's an impressive sight. And when you hear some of the stories and what they had people bring in and the experts that came in and carved out these pieces out of marble, it's amazing. So before you die, Gregor, you have got to go to the Vatican.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Got to do it. All right, my friend. I think we'll end Topic Thunder there. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.